TeamyTips.com to bring you a fun 4th of July mask. We're going to use a lot of different products today. We'll be using white by Diamond FX, and I'll also be using 2 Prisma cakes. One of them is made with blue tones, and one of them is a very pretty rainbow color. I'll also be using a high density sponge and various brushes that we'll go over in a moment. I'm going to begin by sponging some white paint onto my face using a very sort of dry sponge. There's a little water on it. You can test it on the back of your hand to make sure it's not dripping. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this in the center of my brow area, right there. It's kind of funny. And stipple it out. Stippling is tapping up and down on an area over and over again. We're going to bring this out just like that. And you can just sort of get lighter with your stippling as you go farther out, because we're actually going to use some pretty 4th of July colors on the outside of the eye. There we go. Now you can go under the eye a little bit and just lightly stipple and blend the paint under the eye area. And it doesn't need to be perfect, because we're going to go over it all with our Prisma cakes in just a few moments. So there, it's pretty even, and you can take the clean edge of your sponge where there's not a lot of paint and just sort of blend the white in the center outward under the eye area, so it's not so so thick right there, so it blends a little bit evenly. Okay, now I'm going to take a 1-inch, actually this is a 3/4 inch square brush, and I'm going to load my Prisma cake. I'll be using the darkest blues right there to create our 4th of July mask. I'm just going up and down on the same spot over and over again. I've got it nice and loaded. You can see the 2 shades on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making some teardrop shapes that are going to come around my eye. So I'm going to make a teardrop here, like so. A teardrop here, like that. So there's 2 of them, and I'm going to get my brush wet again because I want it to be nice and damp so that I can make really clean edges on my shapes. I'm going to come now from the edge of this and swing down, just like that. And then I'm going to sweep right under the eye and come up. Now what I did there is I started wide, came down, and turned my brush so it's nice and flat to get that light, crisp edge right there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we've got some nice shapes all around the eyes. This is kind of similar to another mask I've done, but we're going to change it a little bit for the 4th of July. I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to load some more of this white paint right onto a, this is a, it's like a number 6 round brush. And I'm going to make sort of a seashell shape right here, and I'm going to put a star on top of it. So I'm going to start by making a long thin teardrop coming down. It's going to be thicker in the middle and come down just like that. Then just go at an angle to make more teardrops down the side. So there's one side, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, angling the teardrops as they come down towards the center of the middle one. There we go. So there's that. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make some of those white teardrops on the outside of this blue as well, right here. So it's going to come up into the blue and come down towards the center of my eye. And just go ahead and make a few more of those. Just like so. And do the same thing on the other side. So there's that, and there's that. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring some red into this design so it really represents the American flag for this 4th of July. I'm actually just going to use this beautiful red color that's right on the farthest corner of my Prisma cake right here. And I'm going to start out by using a really small brush. This is actually just a number 3 round, and I'm going to use it to make some swirls on top of this white paint right here. We're going to fan it a little bit to make sure it's nice and dry before we start with that. Alright, so I'm going to make a curl coming up into the blue There we go. And just make sure your brush is nice and damp but not drippy so that you can get really crisp swirls and twirls. I'm going to come out and I'm going to trace the white like that. And we're going to make some more swirls coming down here. Like so. And then we're going to make some little stars. Just a little star right there. A little star right there, and we'll make one more little one. Slightly smaller than the rest. So there's the under part right there. And we can do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we've got our stars underneath our mask. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take a slightly larger brush. This is a number 4 round. And I'm going to make a star right in the middle. And I'm going to do that the same way I made these little ones. You're going to start by making the top point. And then you can make the side. And then come down. What I'm doing when I make this star is I'm pushing down with some pressure in the middle and then flicking upward and reducing the pressure as I flick upward. So then what you're going to do is you're going to even the star out by building off the foundation that you have in the center. I find that's a really easy way to make a freehand crisp star. So just go ahead. There we go. It's a cute little star right in the center. Much fancier than it was when we first started. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build some more of those teardrop shapes coming out and around it. Because we've got the white sort of crescent seashell-y shape in the background, and now we're going to do some more sort of teardrop things. And we can also make some cute little polka dots coming down out of the corners of the swirls. You can make some coming up from the swirls if you like. Sort of framing the eye area, just like that. And then what you want to do is get a really small edge on your paintbrush. Can you see that? And then come down from here lightly and then apply pressure right there. Come down and apply pressure. Come down and apply pressure. So you're building out of the bottom of the star. Really light, more pressure. On the other side. Really light. And now I'm going to sort of make a background behind the star by sort of gently and delicately tracing these white marks right here. So just balance your hand. You can put your finger, your pinky down at a point to make a balancing point. And then very lightly, just trace very lightly. There we go. So we've got that background right there on our star. And now you can make some more stars, just kind of going around the face. You could make some long, thin red teardrops if you'd like. Just sort of here and there. Makes a really fun little mask design. And I'm going to go ahead and make some red dots right around the center. Like that. To sort of frame the crown. There's the other side. And now I'm going to bring in some more white just to finish the entire design up and to just kind of bring some dimension into that star right in the center. The brush I'm using to really make some more white stars is that same brush I used for the red on all of this, which is that nice number 4 round, the nice small one. So I'm just going to make some little stars here and there, some white ones on top of everything. You can make some dots kind of coming around if you'd like. Just some fast little freehand stars, nothing too difficult. You just start in the center and work out. You can make as many points as you like. And then you can sort of just make alternating lines around your star. I'll show you what I mean by that. Just really carefully make a line coming down to add some dimension to that star. And bring it over. And bring it over again. And just you can just make lines where you would imagine the light hitting the star. Right here. And maybe just a little right there. Just like that. And that's going to fade a little bit into that red soon because the white absorbs red really nicely. And what's going to happen is it's just going to look like light hitting different points of your star. I'm just going to add a few little more details with some white teardrops. Like so. Just bring some excitement into the 4th of July face. And I'm going to finish up by closing up this mask with some white dots. Just bringing that finishing touch and bringing all the attention back up to that nice red star in the center. And then to finish up the entire design, you can go ahead and you can use that same paint. It's very safe as lipstick. So I'm going to go ahead and add some paint to my lips. Just like that. Alright, this is my 4th of July design. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and on behalf of myself and facepaintingtips.com, happy 4th of July. Bye!